President Trump's mass deportations are ramping up across the nation, including in blue states. I tried to tell you guys Trump is not messing around, especially here in the Northwest, as we have reports of ICE activity and ICE raids picking up in the states like in Oregon and Washington State. We'll have the latest for you. We'll show you around the nation, like in Colorado, where illegal criminal gangs are being uprooted. We'll show you some crazy videos out of there. And we'll also show you what some of the schools here in Oregon are instructing students to do if they encounter ICE or federal agents. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? David Medina here. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're having a great week. Hope you're having a better day than I'm having, right? Producer Vlad, we're just having a great freaking day. Producer Vlad in the house. Hey, do me a favor, you guys, like and subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see, I appreciate all the support. We are growing faster than we thought. It's just so amazing. I'm so humbled and honored by that, because I love doing what I'm doing here by, being on the ground with many other creators who are bringing you truth every day and trying not to bore you to death. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and follow Dave Medina across all social media platforms at Dave Medina PDX. Follow David. I did it again. I did the third person thing again. We're on X. Give us a follow on X. We're mostly active on Instagram. That's my baby. That's where I like to be. So let's get right into the story, because there's a lot to cover here, and there is things that you need to know. And there's some good things happening, man. ICE is not messing around. We're hearing from the Post-Millennial publication up in Seattle. It's a conservative-leaning publication. Katie Davis Court, one of the reporters, it has some confidential sources within Seattle ICE. And I guess they also cover Oregon as well. And so they're not messing around, man. And I think in her words, she said, yes, let's just say it's going to be a very bad few months for illegal migrant drug dealers who have been working with the cartels. Tom Homan and President Trump are not messing around, man. And I am all here for it, man. It's about time. So it starts out here. Katie Davis Court, exclusive report by her, was reported yesterday. She just got off the phone with a source in ICE and asked about operations in the state of Oregon. And then she said, when it pertains to arrests in sanctuary state like the states of Oregon, sources said nearly all of the illegal migrants, it's later in the day, had ICE detainers that were not honored. So this meant that basically ICE had detainers and said, hey, we want to know, and if you guys are we want these guys, we want custody of these guys. And the state of Oregon said, nope, we're going to release them, and we're going to release these criminals back into society. Thank you, Governor Kotek, and thank you all Democrats that are just praising sanctuary city, Oregon being a sanctuary state. You guys are the scum of the earth. You are. You're making our communities less safe by allowing this to happen. And thank God for people like Katie Davis Court who are reporting on this. So Katie Davis Court also added on the very last line, this also needs to be clarified. ICE ERO Seattle, which is also in charge of Oregon, has not been conducting mass raids at this time. All of the arrests have been from targeted operations on specific subjects per sources. I spoke with Katie Davis Court a little bit, and she said she has me in contact with ICE, not her sources. She wouldn't share her sources because she shouldn't, because she probably promised to keep them confidential. But we are requesting information for operations in Oregon. So we'll get back to you if any of that comes back. We actually were responded to by ICE, and they had us go to a specific guy to talk to. So we're going to request that we can ride along, kind of like Dr. Phil did. If we can do ride along as media and cover these ICE raids via film, be freaking amazing if that happens. And so I hope they get back to us. And then this is from was from yesterday. Illegal migrant targets are activated in the Seattle area. An inside look behind. So this is like a picture of the actual operations from Katie Davis Court. Just amazing reporting here by Katie. Just such a valuable asset to the Northwest. And then also, Katie Davis Court said that sources tell her that the U.S. Marshals have told her that they are now assisting ICE with full-time operations in the Pacific Northwest. These federal law enforcement officers know how to hunt violent targets. What's kind of funny is when I was arrested for January 6th by the FBI, I was actually processed in downtown Portland by the U.S. Marshals. And this is actually really cool. This is a really cool part. Every single U.S. Marshal that was processing me was like, "Oh, you're a January 6th guy, man. I can't wait till Trump wins so you can get off." Like I'm being dead serious. While I was being processed in the downtown Portland, by the U.S. Marshals. They're like, hey, he's another January 6th guy. Oh, man, I'm so sorry. Don't worry. Trump's going to pardon you. Like, they all were just like pro-Trump and just like, this is ridiculous. It was refreshing. It was refreshing, especially going through everything. I was in a jail cell with like these two like Hispanic gangbangers, and I couldn't tell they were gangbangers because they had certain tattoos that when I worked at McLaren, it's a juvenile correctional where we were for the state of Oregon. I was trained to be able to spot gang tattoos. And so that's how I knew they were with gangs. So that was a crazy experience, but the U.S. Marshals were like MAGA, dude. It was freaking amazing. And then this was my tweet from earlier today, and I just put out another tweet right before recording this, showing parents, our DMs are going crazy of parents around the Northwest, showing us what their students are being instructed to do if federal officers or ICE or the FBI, if they make contact with them, they're given specific instructions. I do not wish to speak with you, answer your questions, or sign or hand you any documents based on my Fifth Amendment rights. So they're basically instructing them to plead the Fifth. I do not give you permission to enter my home. And this is also home instructions. So what's going on here? They are actively teaching your kids to obstruct federal agents, and they're actively turning your kids into activists against their own country and its laws. That's what's happening here. You can go to my Twitter to read the whole thing, but we pulled it up there. It's in Spanish and in English. I choose to exercise my constitutional rights. So it's literally instructing them to just obstruct. And here's another one that just came in, what I just posted. This is from Westview High School in Beaverton, Oregon. The parent said to me that there was a stack of them in a teacher's class. We know who this teacher is. I didn't show her identity because I haven't fully confirmed it like with the school yet. But this is what the parents told me, that it was a specific teacher assistant class. There was a stack of them. It actually said that their kid took the whole stack and threw it away. It was kind of cool. And so I guess one of the parents also told me that they talked to the school, and the school said that they're going to have a talk with the teacher. And so, again, I repeat my line in there that they are trying to turn your kids into activists against their own country. That's exactly what they're doing in public schools in blue states and public universities. I just had an Oregon State University student message us today and talk to us about how he was given this assignment in his business writing class. It's a required reading and assignment for his comments on a 2-page paper, little excerpt that talks about feminist communism and talks about dismantling capitalism and talks about just all kinds of crazy stuff. I wish we had those screenshots. We might actually maybe we'll pull it up in a little bit. But point is, stop sending your kids to public universities, woke public universities, and be really, if you can't afford to homeschool your kids, or you can't afford to send them to private school, then at least be involved and have talks with them constantly and understand what they're being taught at these schools. Okay. And so now we'll take you across the country over here to Aurora, California, or Aurora, right, feels like California, Colorado, where ERO Denver, what's ERO stand for again?
I'm not sure, but I think it's like the ICE division.
Okay.
Yeah, ERO. It's like the different divisions of ICE.
Okay. So it says, time and time again, criminal aliens prey on our own communities with sanctuary policies. Knowing they're free to commit crimes without repercussion, ICE and its partners. So they're announcing here they're working with the FBI, DEA, CBP, ATF, HQ, and the U.S. Marshals, all working together to remove all of the public safety threats in Colorado. That includes the gang activity. And then over here, which one's this, Vlad?
So this is them conducting a raid in Aurora shortly after that post.
Okay, so this is Aurora, California. ICE is conducting a raid on gangs.
Yeah, they're targeting
illegal gangs, so people that really shouldn't be here. They're not messing around, folks. I'm telling you right now.
ERO,
we're getting our country back.
Yeah, I got the definition for ERO. It's enforcement and removal operations.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, producer Vlad. What are we looking at here?
So this is a Fox News segment after the raids, explaining that there are over 100 members of the violent Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua that were targeted for arrest in Aurora.
And they got over 100 of them.
Yeah. This is DEA helping DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, serving search warrants at multiple locations in Denver, Colorado.
It's on, baby.
Also, we saw some video from the early hours when it was still dark out of similar.
We just saw that.
operations going on in
So
Denver, similar to what we've seen
we'll
across
move on to the proof of illegal. So basically, explain what's going on in here, Vlad.
Yeah, so over like during the election time and for a while, like there was a lot of claims that in Aurora, Colorado, there was these gangs and they were taking over apartment complexes, and we heard all that. But the mainstream media said that's not the case, and they got some residents supposedly to say, yeah, that's not happening. We don't know anything about it. And so that's kind of continuing, but now today is solid proof that that's not the case.
Right, because they're actually finding
Yeah,
these
because they're actually
illegals
finding and
yeah.
arresting him. They're targeting
Jose?
and finding them. And then this is Debbie Wasserman. This is Debbie Wasserman Schultz claiming that Kristi Noem called them dirtbags, but she obviously is not
Democrat
taking the full
congresswoman out
context.
of Florida.
Yeah.
The fact that the Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi
People are
Noem,
so evil.
Donald Trump's Homeland Security Secretary, called Venezuelans here in this country who are here because they fled Maduro's oppressive and brutal regime dirtbags. I mean,
Yeah, and
the
she wasn't
insult.
calling them dirtbags. It's just like the fine people hoax with Trump.
Yeah.
She wasn't calling them dirtbags. She was calling all Venezuelan immigrants. She was calling the ones that are in gangs that are committing crimes. And these
Yeah.
Democrats, again, they like to spend stuff, and they like to spin it in a way that is just beneficial to whatever stupid freaking cause that they're fighting for.
They just keep lying.
Just keep lying. They keep the lies flowing.
This is
What's this
another,
one?
This is another representative. She said that, so this is a local news network saying that law enforcement operations are underway in Denver, Aurora, according to DEA. And she was commenting on how they're actually reporting the news and said, I thought we didn't have illegal gangs in Denver, Aurora. I'd like to think the people of Colorado are holding the liberal media accountable.
We actually, so one of the people I work with, David Harris Jr., you guys might know who he is. He's one of my clients. And basically, I help him with his socials and everything. And we posted something about the criminal illegal gangs in Venezuela gangs in Colorado. And we got hit with fact check after fact check on social media, on all platforms. We got, besides X. We got hit with a fact check that there's no proof that Venezuelan gangs are taking over Colorado. And here you go, folks. They are literally doing raids on them and arresting them and confirming that, yes, they are part of the Venezuelan gangs, dude. It's insane, man. Yeah. Oh, man, I'm so glad that Trump was elected. Gosh, who knows how crazy this country would have went. Okay, so this one is...
So this is off a guy's Facebook. He's credited down there, Nathan Hicks.
Okay.
It's Ring videos from his house from about a week ago of what he suspects are illegals, because this has never happened.
Colorado?
Yeah, this is in Denver, not far away from Aurora. They tried to break into his house. They were armed. Wow. They tested his car doors. They tried to get in his garage. And he saw this the next day. Like, you can see there's like 4 cars pulling up. They're just parked in the middle of the street testing out his doors.
Unbelievable. Are you guys starting to feel more... are you starting to feel more relief about and feeling better about what Tom Homan and what President Trump is doing? Are you starting to feel the just the gratitude that God had mercy on our country and allowed Trump to become president again? My goodness. How many more American lives would have been lost at the hands of illegal criminals, man? It's just, how many lives are being saved? I mean, we've already found tens of thousands of children that were missing at the border. We've already found 100,000 of them. And this is just more video from that one that went viral. Yeah. Okay. And so, good news here, because we like to try to end every video on a good note. The first deportation flights arrived in Guantanamo Bay yesterday, including 10 members of the Tren de Aragua gang. And here's Caroline Levitt, press secretary.
Flights arrived to Guantanamo Bay yesterday afternoon out of El Paso. And who were some of the passengers aboard, you may ask? There were 10 members of the transnational gang Tren de Aragua on this flight. And overall, our heroic ICE agents continue to prioritize the removal of violent, criminal, illegal aliens in communities across the country. On February 3rd, ICE Dallas arrested a citizen of Nicaragua who has been convicted of sexual assault,
But remember, Democrats said this wasn't happening, right? Remember, Democrats said this is a very small percentage. There was no gangs taking over neighborhoods. Remember all the lies they told you. They've been lying to us for years, you guys. And we just have social media now to where we can call it out and share it. And we don't get our news from cable news anymore. We get our news from platforms like X and Rumble and platforms like YouTube, that whatever they allow to go through. It's so despicable that you would lie when it comes to the safety and security of the American people. Why would you do that? Because you have nothing else to fight for, Democrats. You have nothing else to fight for. You have nothing. I'm talking about the Democrat politicians. Whenever I say Democrats, I'm mainly talking about the Democrat politicians. You have nothing else to fight for. So you make up causes and you say things aren't happening when they actually are. Here's a really interesting video of in Aurora, Colorado. After ICE raids, this area is La Plaza, Colorado, with over 100,000 square feet of shopping areas, restaurants, and more. Looks like the entire area was nothing but illegals. This is how Democrats deal. Okay. Just completely empty. Middle of the day. And it's normally popping according to these people. That is crazy, dude. That's crazy,
Just
dude.
food trucks, they're all closed.
They're all closed. Yeah. Yeah. Just makes you wonder how many really are actually participating, in our democratic system. I want to be careful. I hate that I have to censor myself, but gotta be careful on YouTube. Okay, so this one was funny. We had to mute this one because we don't want to get copyright. But basically, this lady was driving by in Vegas, a bunch of Mexican flags and illegal protests, protesting illegal immigration or protesting ICE. And she was playing Vanilla's Ice's Ice Ice Baby and yelling it out the window. There you have it. ICE is doing business. We're getting stuff done. They're here in the Northwest. They're in California. They're making arrests. They're getting the dangerous criminals off of our streets. Illegal criminals. They're making our community safer. And what would you have to complain about if you're the Democrats? What would you have to complain about? Okay. So there you have it. Producer Lad, do you have anything else?
No, I think
I need you to wake up.
Everything.
I need you to wake up.
Yeah, I'm sleeping a little bit.
I know. We've been grinding today. Every time you share our videos, it helps us. It helps the algorithm let us know that people like it and that they like it so much that they're going to take the time to share it. It takes very, very like 5 to 10 seconds to copy the link and share it with a friend, even just one friend, one family member. If you support what we're doing here, if you like what we're doing, go ahead and share that. But like and subscribe to the channel, turn bells on for notifications. Also, if you're on X, give us a follow. Follow me across all social media at David Medina PDX. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one.